Hi everyone! In this video, I'm going to help you find the x and y intercepts for linear equation. Let's begin with some examples. Now to find the x and y intercept for this equation, remember that the x-intercept is a point where the graph crosses the x-axis in the coordinate plane. So any point in the x-axis is going to have coordinates x, 0. Okay, the y-coordinate is always going to be 0, so it's going to have this format. So that means that to find the x-intercept in a linear equation, we just go ahead and anywhere that we see a y, we're going to replace it by 0. So for this equation, it's going to mean that it's going to be 0, 4 minus 0 equal to negative 3x, and just solve for x. So we simplify a little bit here. So this is 4 equal to negative 3x, and we divide by negative 3. So x is going to be equal to negative 4 over 3. So that means that the x-intercept is going to be the point with coordinates negative 4/3, 0. Now similar for finding the y-intercept is the point where the graph crosses the y-axis. So any point in the y-axis is going to have x coordinate 0. So it's going to be of the form 0y. So that means that in the equation, anywhere there is here an x, I'm going to replace it by 0. So here we're going to have that it's going to be 4 minus y equal to negative 3 times 0. So we solve for y. So I have a 4 minus y equal to 0. So I'm just going to add y on both sides of the equality. So this cancels here out. So 4 is going to be equal to y. And the y-intercept here is going to be the point with coordinates 0, 4. To find the x and y-intercept for this equation, for the x-intercept, we know that the y is going to be equal to 0. So we go right ahead, and anywhere that we see a y, we're going to replace it by 0. So here's going to be x equal to 7, 0 plus 7. And just continue simplifying here. It's very simple. This is going to be 0 plus 7, which is 7. So we have the x-intercept is going to be 7, 0. Now for the y-intercept, we remember that the x-coordinate is going to be 0. So we go ahead, and anywhere that see an x, we're going to replace it by 0. So it's going to be 0 equal to 7y plus 7, and we just solve for y. So I'm going to subtract 7. I subtract 7 here, so this cancels out. And 7y is equal to 0 minus 7, which is negative 7. And we divide by 7. So here we're going to get that y is going to be equal to negative 1. And when we have the x and y intercept, we have enough to sketch the graph of this equation. Since it is a linear equation, the graph is going to be on line, and we need minimum 2 points to trace the graph. So what better candidates than the x and y intercept? So since we have both of them here, then it's enough to sketch the graph of this equation. So what do we do? In the coordinate plane, we have the x-axis and the y-axis. So I'm going to scale up 1 by 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the point 7, 0 is going to be right here. And for the y-coordinate, I begin with negative 1, which is enough. So 0, negative 1. And what do I do with these 2 points? I'm going to trace a line connecting those 2 points, and it's enough to have the graph of this equation.